Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pressure Points podcast. I'm your host, Connor Ford. Sitting in front of me is my good friend and co-host, Jacob Seaman. And missing is our big, dumb, stupid idiot friend, Ryan Kennedy.
Yeah, he I don't know. We haven't heard from him in like a couple weeks now.
Don't really care.
No, we haven't tried to be fair, we haven't tried to contact, so maybe he's doing one of those things where it's like, let's see who's my real friend.
Well, he often has drug-fueled, psychotic states where he goes...
Well, he'll go on, like, benders and stuff and not... I mean, it's not abnormal for him.
He does it a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Very well-known.
Yeah, he's, like, the guy that's like, oh, that's just Ryan.
We always called him Ryan Psychotic Break Kennedy.
Right,
that was his name. That was his nickname.
In high school, everybody knew him. It was like, oh, that's the kid that, like, won't show up for a week and will come back looking all scraggled and dirty. And, like, it'll just show up just clearly off of pills and just way out there. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's honestly, it's wild that he's been able to cultivate so much mass.
It really is.
Consuming so many empty calories.
Impressive.
And he manages.
Well, that's the drugs. The drugs are what helps him stay lean. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, it's not even I guess it's just putting on the lean mass, you know? Because he's never done like a dirty bolt. Like, he's never gotten flabby. No. He's just always jacked.
No, he's never been flabby.
Always jacked and shredded. Like, he's never getting beefy. He's just ripped all the time. And it's crazy when you can...
You're thinking about Ryan's ripped body a lot, huh?
Yeah, dude. He's an Adonis. It's crazy you can do that while consuming so many opiates.
It's genuinely impressive, and we give props to him.
Yeah, and he's actually one of the few people, like this whole, epidemic of opioid addiction or whatever. He's actually one of the few people that actually will smoke opium.
Yeah.
Like, usually it's all hydros.
He knows of all the opium dens around this area.
Right, and it's a lot.
He's always like, guys, come on, pop out. Like,
pop out.
It's crazy.
Yeah, pop out to the opium den.
Yeah,
like,
it's super sleepy in here, but it's dope.
Yeah, and he's just like, oh, it's lit. Like, opium's lit. So we're like, dude, we're not like that.
No, we're not like that.
Stop.
We're young Christian warriors.
Right. We would never do such a... We're so committed to the martial arts, and like...
That's another thing.
A real, martial artist would never degrade his body like that.
No, he never has had the discipline that me and you have.
No, he hasn't. It would be hypocritical of us to... have this show that we're doing, and then go out on weekends and degrade our bodies.
I would never.
I would never put anything in my body that I knew wasn't helping me improve day to day.
No, I mean, this is a temple. You have to treat it with respect.
Right, and the bottom line, if you want to really get to it, it's about work. Okay,
it's about work and work ethic, something that he doesn't have.
And call it what it is. It's about ethics.
Let's call a spade here.
Yeah, it's about work ethic, and he just doesn't have it.
He's never had.
He's just supremely athletically and genetically gifted, and he
wasted potential.
Exactly, and he doesn't understand the gifts that he was born with, and like people like you and me have to work for what we have.
Yeah.
Right, and Ryan just doesn't understand the concept of work. Like, he's just never had to work for a thing in his life.
Yeah.
And it's
silver platter.
It's on everything's, even genetically, he's been handed everything. He's been fed with a silver spoon. I mean, it's really crazy.
Yeah.
And
it's crazy that type of guy just looks down on everyone. As well, too.
Yeah, no, it is quite disturbing.
So, you'd think someone like that would at least have some wherewithal, that they wouldn't constantly look down and put other people down.
Right, and it's not even like a sociopathic sense of disregard for others. It's actually like a psychopathic disdain.
Yeah, because he knows
others.
It's a disdain.
It's not even like, oh, he doesn't care. He actively dislikes people who he views as below him, which is most people. Right. And he, you'd like to say that somebody's going to give him his comeuppance one day. But I think, you'd be hard pressed to find somebody who can really drill a sense of like...
I don't see it happening anytime soon.
No. And he's not confrontational about it, which is annoying. He just if we'll go out to the clubs or whatever, like we'll be we'll be drinking waters, of course.
Yeah.
And he'll be drinking his drink, and he'll just look at somebody, and he won't be like, "You're a bitch." He'll look at us, and he'll be like, "That guy's a bitch."
Yeah.
You know, like he'll just say it behind everyone's back, which is, you know, it's disturbing.
I mean, that's what people always used to call him. Ryan says stuff behind your back, Kennedy. I mean, that's what people used to call him.
Right. Yeah. Everybody knew, like, oh, like, don't say anything you don't want other people to hear around Ryan.
Yeah.
Because he'll
tell everyone.
Like, he will tell as soon as you're gone. He'll be like, "Guess what I just heard." Like, if you're like, "Yo, my parents."
When you tell him things, you can see him open up his phone and just start texting.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's insane, and it's gotten worse after high school, which is weird.
Way worse.
Because usually that sort of thing, like, you grow out of it. He's grown into it, you know?
He's
like,
really becoming the person who he was meant to be.
Right, exactly.
Which is a fucking degenerate asshole.
Yeah, yeah, because in high school, you know, he's kind of, like, shelled up and, like, a little bit weird and, like, socially just wasn't all there. And he's really grown into, like, the jock asshole, you know, just the stereotype of just, like, a real piece of shit.
Bad guy.
Right. And it's a wonder that we've maintained a relationship with him.
We do it out of kindness.
Yeah.
It's
I think
so me and Jacob are actually really good people. Like, I know we don't talk about this a lot, but me and Jacob are like really, really good people.
We are.
We always help people out. We're always looking to do things for other people.
I'm always giving people advice. Like, people are always coming up to me and asking, like, "Hey, Jacob, what would you do in this situation?" And I always give them, you know, the advice the best that I can.
Yeah. I just tell them to start a podcast.
Exactly. Because, like, honestly, it's been uphill for, like, it's been uphill for me since, you know, things have just been looking up since we started podcasting.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I just tell people, like, hey, market yourself, you know, and that's really the key in today's world is you got to market yourself. You got to make a brand out of you, you know, because, like, if you're not trying to sell something, we live in a transactional world, right?
Yeah.
You have to.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, if you want our NFT show, that comes out on Tuesdays. But
yeah, we're about to start a finance show.
Yeah.
That's going to be exclusively crypto.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about actual financial
real money.
strategy.
We're not into
cryptocurrency only because that's the future of finance. And Ryan isn't actually a piece of shit garbage person. He just
made bad plans.
Just didn't. We just didn't. He mostly just didn't communicate with us.
You looked him in the eye last Thursday, and last Wednesday, and we're like, "Hey, we're recording Thursdays now."
Well, I was like, "Does that work for like? What days can you record since you have work so late now?" And he was like, "I don't know. I don't have much on Thursdays." And I was like, "So Thursdays work for you?" And he looked me in the face and he was like, "Yes, Thursdays work."
Yeah. And then he was going on about, like, this group of people he was going to hang out with. They were called, like, the Grand Wizards. Like, I don't even know. It was so goofy names, like...
Those guys congregate?
Yeah, with Ryan, apparently.
I guess so.
It was pretty important to him.
Yeah, something boys. I don't...
They were proud...
They were proud about something. I can't remember. I feel like there was a word in between. I'm not really sure the semantics of it. I just know... Yeah. I just know that, like, he was really jazzed about going, and he was like, "Guys, I can't cancel," or like, things are really gonna not pan out.
Yeah.
And so, you know, now he's not here. He also didn't send his pics to us yet, which is irresponsible considering this is
of course
this is the show.
Look, me and you are professionals. We know how to get it done. We always get it done.
Right. We'll handle business. Like, he doesn't have to worry about us. Like, we have to worry about him.
Exactly. I'm glad.
You know,
glad someone gets it.
So I don't know. I don't know really exactly what's going through his head. I hope he gets the help he needs.
Yeah, I wish him well.
Me as well. So with that whole business sorted, I guess we can talk about the absolute barnstorming record of events that has been coming in the UFC.
Yeah, man. I mean, we've been getting banger after banger. Last week, this week. I mean, it's crazy.
Next week, we got Volkov versus Rosenstruik. Like, don't act like you're not.
I mean, come on. Have you ever... name a better main event than Volkov. Okay.
You'd be hard-pressed.
I'd have to say after the home main event, because obviously.
Right, yeah.
But after home main events tonight, name me another better main event than Rosenstruik versus Volk.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Can't do it. You can't.
Like, I don't know, maybe, like... McGregor, Alvarez, maybe.
Yeah, and those guys,
but they're not like it's not as much of
that. I mean, that's little league shit.
Well, they're little. It's not as much of a spectacle, you know. Yeah. You want to see big guys going in there.
Yeah, I want to see big guys hitting each other.
Right. And
they need to go 5 rounds.
Yeah. Yes, they do. And they need to. I want to see some technique. I want to see technical striking in there. I don't want to see these guys just go in there and put their hearts on the line or whatever. That like bullshito shit. Mm-hmm. I want to see 2 technical guys go in there and really
have a masterclass.
Have a war of wits physically.
Yeah, no, I'll be taking notes for sure.
Of course. Yeah, and it's really they're going to put out technical output like no one's ever seen. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we're looking past this week's card to look at them, but this week's card is really like one of the best events
in history
ever.
I mean, it's been highly touted for months now.
I mean, people have been looking forward to. I know I have been looking forward to this one for quite some. I mean, as soon as they were like, "Oh, we've got a fight night main event scheduled. It's Holly Holm versus Ketlen Vieira." I was like, "That's
immediately on the calendar."
I'm looking forward to May 21st.
Yeah,
that's. Mark it on your calendars, boys. We got to get in there and watch this. So it's. I'm excited.
I'm jazzed.
And last week's card was beautiful and awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, we got a tragic end to
we could just start top down like we usually do.
Tragic end to one of the best cards ever.
Yeah, very sad.
Alexander Rakic's knee exploded
on live
television. It was kind of gross, but he's not very good.
Yeah, we've had these conversations about Jan before.
Yeah,
our whole thing. So I don't know. It's just kind of it. The way it ended made it just such a nothing burger.
It's more of a statement about the place, the light.
It's like, there's really nothing much better, huh?
Yeah, it's a statement of the place that light heavyweight is at right now. Mm-hmm. That Jan can beat like a top contender doing that.
Yeah.
He just checked kicks and then threw left hook to the body.
But that's a new technique.
Checking kicks.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, people are just learning about it now. Mm-hmm. Because Rakic would just like once he started checking kicks, it was like fucking over for him. He was just like, oh, I don't know, I don't have
no one's ever done this to me,
throw
bro.
1-2, just keep doing that. Rakic is very fast. For a light heavyweight, I'll give him that. Mm-hmm. But he didn't really do anything with it. Like he's got quick hand and he like moves fast, but he just doesn't like get
light
in.
Heavyweight. It's just duds.
It's pretty bad.
Just duds.
And like Jan he's good for a light heavyweight.
Okay.
But it's like come on now. I mean, what are we doing?
The division is just so stinky, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be so good.
So good.
It used to be the best division in the sport.
John, Gus, DC, Rumble.
Yeah.
I mean fucking hell.
Yeah, and but like
Glover when he wasn't old.
Yeah, and like before that, like Pride, the middleweight division.
Oh my gosh.
Shogun, fucking
Vanderlei.
Overeem.
I mean, come on now.
Young Overeem, fucking Vandy. Well, I guess Sakuraba doesn't really count. He was more of a middleweight, but But yeah, it used to be good. Now it's just fucking not
bad.
There was Kudalaba swinging so hard
Who
that
fuck even won that fight?
Span got a guillotine choke. Kudalaba
no points for that.
Kudalaba swung so hard that he fell over, and then Span grabbed a guillotine like shortly after.
No shit.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. You know how Kudalaba is. He's not very.
He's the Hulk.
Yeah, he is. He's like if the Hulk. He's like if the angrier the Hulk got, the easier it became to choke the Hulk out. Because he does get very angry in there. I mean, he's an angry guy. He's always doing some bullshit. He's always going out like pushing the guy before the fight. He's always getting angry, and then he's like never winning big fights.
Painted green right now.
Yeah, it's like, dude, he's whack. Davey Grant and Louis Smolka did have a fucking banger. It was good. Mm-hmm. It was really good. It was a good fight. It was fight of the night. But they also saw the opportunity to give Caitlin Chukagian a fight of the night award, and they were like, "Fucking, I guess we got to do this."
Yeah.
Because I did watch that fight. That was about when I got
Chukagian?
home. Yes.
Yeah. No, I was chilling in Alchemy. No, not Alchemy. It was we were in Pine State, and Chukagian versus Hebos was on, and we were just losing our minds.
It was
the place was on fire.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. It was like a decent fight. But it's not because...
What I actually did, because everyone was huddled around the TVs, I went up there and started doing commentary, and everyone was cheering me on. It was like, "Why?
Somebody give me a fucking mic!"
You have such, like, how your MMA takes so good.
Yeah, right.
And I was like,
the bitches were all over you. They were like, "Yo, let me get your Snapchat." Like, let's... I'm so intrigued by your technical analysis of this fight. Yeah, it wasn't... It was good because Hebos would just, like, go at her, and that's how she's kind of like Valentina in that way, where like
the other person has to engage.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, Chukagian will still put out more output than Valentina will if the opponent's not coming at her, but she will not do any damage.
When's the last time Valentina's fought? I feel like it's been forever.
Was it Andrade? Like way back? Did she fight anybody in between that? I can't remember.
I don't know.
That tells you a lot about what's going on.
I was just thinking of Valentina and who, like, her last fight, and I don't
remember.
I got nothing.
I don't remember.
Feels like it's been forever since he's fought.
The last one I can remember was Andrade, and she just fucking took her apart. Like, it wasn't even close. Because Andrade tried to go and do her big girl, like, roidy girl stuff, and Valentina was just like, "Nah, I'm not gonna let you do that." But yeah, Andrade for the fucking title. She's gonna murk Esparza.
Gosh, good.
Cool. Yeah. Cool. Whoever fights Esparza next is gonna murk her.
Yeah, they're just gonna win.
Yeah, yeah. Like it's like the winner of Weili and Joanna is the next champion, probably.
Yeah, for sure.
Or they're not gonna make the Rose rematch. But if they did, I feel like Rose would probably just go in there and be like, okay. Oh, you would hope that she would just go in there and have complete disregard for Esparza like she should have the first time.
Yeah.
Because, like...
Well, those takedowns were so explosive and so scary.
She could... the last round was clear that she could have done whatever she wanted the entire fight. And she just didn't because she was being a pussy.
You're honestly. Up 4 right now. You're up 4, girl.
Don't even... Just go have fun. Which means, like, throw combos. And she's just like...
No.
Having fun means exploding on a blast double in the last 10 seconds. I'm going to have tons of fun.
Tons of it.
Tons of fun. Yeah, Chukagian won by decision, lock of the century.
Yeah.
Even though probably apparently it was a close decision. I don't remember it that well, but it was a fun-ish fight, which is
sure good for
which
them.
Is, good for Amanda Hebos.
Shout out to the ladies
for getting that out.
Hebos is so fine.
I don't think she's just like a woman.
She looks good in the embeddeds usually before.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure.
I mean, it's hard to pull off the female fighter look when you're up in there in the cage.
Oh no, nobody looks fine in the cage.
Yeah,
like
no,
it's
it
not
ain't like that.
I'm not like looking for a girl with cornrows. That's a hard look to pull off.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because the only take I have from this fight is the looks of the female competitors.
Yeah, exactly.
What else?
Yeah, you're like, man, I'd like to smell her right now.
yeah.
That's kind of your whole shtick.
Yeah, no, that's where I really fall in line.
You get into it.
I get into it there.
Yeah, so I think the points were like 6 for me, 5 for both of you.
We all had relatively the same picks.
Yeah,
there wasn't any.
So I think I'm up 1.
I don't think
my
round hit.
No, mine didn't either. Yeah. Nobody's did. So, whatever you're gonna. Who fucking cares?
Fucking cares. God awful card.
Yeah, it was bad, and this upcoming one. As much
somehow worse.
Yeah, honestly, it's very, very bad.
Very bad.
It's a pretty awful. It's a pretty awful card.
Bad.
One of the worst. But cool thing we saw today: Arman Tsarukyan versus Mateusz Gamrot.
Arman.
In a 5-round co-main event of a fight night.
Fuck it.
Which is like...
We'll do it live.
That's tasty as fuck.
It is. I'm a big Arman guy. He's real cool.
Gamrot's super fun too. It's going to be a good fight.
I'm not familiar with Gamrot. I don't know anything about him.
I believe he beat Jeremy Stevens.
Okay.
Recently. I can't remember who else he beat, but he's good. He's very good. He's Polish.
No, Arman's my guy. I watched that Islam fight and just fell in love with him because I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, Arman's dope as fuck.
Fucking doing double legs on Islam.
Yeah, he came in on like a week doing that. Like it was, and that's
a machine.
It was a crazy fight.
Like literally the most high level grappling fight in like UFC.
Yeah,
history.
Probably. It's like crazy. The go-to. Like if you want to watch a good grappling fight in MMA, it's that one.
That's the one.
Like in recent times. So there's that. I don't know what their main event for that's going to be, but I'm glad that one's 5 rounds.
Yeah,
it's not an opportunity you get to see like young contenders
I'm
fighting
glad
each
they're
other.
letting 2 fucking killers fight each other instead of
and in a
in
a 5 round in a 5 round fight. I mean, they're both I think at the point where they kind of got to fight.
Yeah, no, I know, but it's just like it's a thing that the UFC does. Like, hey, these 2 guys that are
they do that.
Killers, savages.
But with the lightweight division, it's so like deep.
Yeah,
like you kind of just have to fight like killers, or you're not like you're not fighting.
I mean, basically. But how fun would like a Gaethje Fiziev fight or?
Yeah. Well, I assume Fiziev is gonna like work RDA, and then we'll get to see.
Yeah.
More of that, which I fucking love Fiziev.
How could he? Yeah,
he's fucking
awesome.
He's so dope. I can't remember who I can't remember who Brad Riddell's scheduled to fight next, but I think he's fighting somebody cool too.
Yeah, and Riddell fights.
I think Brad Riddell's fighting Jalen Turner. He's the really big, like really tall, lanky black guy. They call him the Tarantula, I think. So that'll be cool.
Yeah.
And then Terrence McKinney's fighting some bum, I think.
Terrence McKinney hits like a fucking truck.
Terrence McKinney's dope as fuck. The way
fucking truck.
The way he went in with Dober and like didn't fuck around and was just like, look, I'm going after it.
Let's get to the business.
Yeah, it was dope. Like, because a lot of people go in on a short notice fight and they'll like be like, oh well, I got to conserve myself because I'm not.
Nah,
he was like,
said, fuck
he was like, I got to knock you out now or it's over. And he damn near did. It was crazy that he didn't.
So close.
He almost
Shout
fucking
out to Drew Dober.
Validated my pick. But no, yeah, Drew Dober's I mean, lightweight's so fun,
it's
especially
crazy.
like
it's so deep.
Even like outside of the top 15, it's still sick as fuck.
I'm not very keyed into those guys, but hey.
Yeah, but you better strap in because it's gonna be a good time the next few years for lightweight. Also, speaking of lightweights, Michael Chandler has been deep throating Boots left and right.
Dude, I saw that and was
I wanted to like you.
God damn it!
I want to like you,
like Chandler.
Dude.
You're very lucky. I'm able to disassociate people and like their views. And,
I will like watching them fight no matter what.
Them,
and he's a great promo.
Because I'm still gonna be a Chandler stan. It's a good promo. I love the guy. He's dope. But come on now, dude.
Like, dude, just don't be fucking
Do you want to
so
enlighten
stupid.
people? Like what?
Yeah,
actually?
he said. Well, he's been talking a lot about like fighter pay after this last fight.
Yeah.
Just really licking Dana White's balls all left and right. Here's a quote. He said, people think that we should make a lot more money because the UFC makes a ton of money on their shows. Well, the UFC's been at it since 1993. Dana White has had 10,000 sleepless nights when us fighters are just showing up to practice, going to bed, laying our head on the pillow. What? You're saying Dana White works harder than the professional fighters?
Because that's the analogy he is giving us.
Yeah,
it's like face value. I don't believe that to be true.
Right.
And if you want to dig deeper, it's most definitely not true.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's not. It's nothing about that statement's valid at all.
At all.
And the UFC's in this like really weird limbo where they're like, on one hand, they want to be like they're moving more towards the like sport, like professional sport, like top
it's like
league
a commercial sport
type deal. I mean, they got uniforms, took away fucking flags on entrances. There's no theatrics with entrances.
No,
everything's uniform. No sponsors, no nothing. But on the other hand, they won't like treat the fighters like they're professional athletes.
Yeah,
like they're still treating them like it's fucking carny.
No, it's
bullshit.
Carney pro wrestling, independent contractor shit. It's
right.
Crazy.
It's like you gotta pick a side because even like people will be like, oh well, golf is an individual sport. We should structure the payout more like golf, and they don't understand that like the PGA Tour's payout is 50-50 still. Even
sure they make a lot more than UFC guys anyways.
They do. Well, it's 50-50 revenue, and I think their revenues are somewhat similar because it's like low. It's not like the MLB or like I guess the MLB is not, but like the NFL or something. It's not.
What do you mean?
Like they generate like the top 4 leagues generate way more revenue than the UFC or PGA does.
Sure, yeah.
And they're also team sports, which is kind of a different. People are like,
different thing.
Well, the UFC is an individual.
I like to compare it to boxing because it's the fucking closest thing we have.
Right.
Those motherfuckers get paid, but
they get paid more, but it's also boxing's a complete total shit show, and also a lot of carny bullshit goes on.
Yeah, I agree.
But if you compare it to like people are like, well, like golf is more of an individual sport, like it should be similar to that.
Yeah.
Then they they make.
Yeah. So like my big thing is if you're gonna have the uniform, communist ass fucking UFC, everyone wearing the same shit, no ads, no brands, no sponsor deals, no nothing. Like, then you got to pay them boys because they're employees, and that's your whole thing. But if you're not, I don't even mind going the complete opposite way. Let the guys have sponsors, and then we're cooking. We're cooking.
Yeah, just let them have sponsors, or pay them fucking what they're worth. Like pay. Even 30% of the revenue is a huge, because the last report was 12%, which is so
like
bad.
The lowest it gets.
So bad. It's awful.
It's crazy.
And they're doing this shit where you've noticed more debuting fighters, right? They're stacking these fight night cards with people who haven't fought in the UFC.
Yeah.
So they can, because the money's
fucking 10-10 and just be like, hey.
Yeah, the money's already guaranteed for them. They've already got the deal. Yeah. So they just need to put out events. They don't have to put good fighters on there. Mm-hmm. So they're minimizing cost by paying.
Yes, so they can make more money.
By letting people who they can pay dog shit, they're just like, you fight.
Yeah.
And so that's why that's part of the reason why these cards are so fucking awful.
Yeah.
Is because like they stack the prelims with fighters who are on 12-12 contracts. So they pay the least they possibly can every event.
Yeah, no, it's like in baseball where like if you're like a 30 to 35-year-old guy, a team's not going to sign you to a contract. They're going to get one of their 20 to 26-year-olds that are still an ARB making the league minimum because, the other player might be a little bit more effective, a little bit more better, but you have to pay that guy because there's a name there. You have to pay him.
It's cost
but
efficiency.
You have these they're literally making league minimum, so teams just fill those fucking dudes up. And they're like, all right, we'll see what these guys got.
Yeah, and that's not even as much about quality.
Yeah, and it's like, I'd rather have Andrew McCutcheon playing left field than fucking like Everson Pereira.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, and like
no slime thrown at Everson Pereira, bro. But,
Well, like the UFC just doesn't have to, they don't have to put on good events.
No, it's not required.
They don't have to because they've already got the fucking ESPN money, and they just have to put out a certain number of events, and it's
terrible.
We end up with shit like Holly Holm versus Ketlin Vieira, but I was saying we have another person added to the first MMA stable, which is Dana White's Union Busters. We've got DC as the old vet, kind of the leader, and then we've got Masvidal and Covington as the Can They Coexist team, the tag team.
Yeah.
and then Chandler's like the hot new contender for the title, the main title.
Yeah.
So we've got like a perfect pro wrestling stable,
the Union Buster stable.
Yeah, the Union Buster.
That's so fucking fun.
I don't have like a clever name for them yet. Mm-hmm. So Dana White's Union Busters it is for now. And we'll see who we can add.
Dana and Busters, because Dave and Busters, Dana and Busters.
No, it's got to have something with like union or communism, the communist kickers or something, some bullshit like that. I don't know, but it would be good if they could add a woman to the stable. Rose was there for a little bit, but she hasn't said anything about fighter pay. I assume because Pat doesn't let her.
I was gonna say I don't think she actually oversees any of the
She doesn't
money.
have control over finances because Pat's oh no, you need to focus on the fights. Like you're a fighter, babe. Let me handle the money.
Let me handle everything else. You just worry about fighting.
You worry about fighting and sucking me off.
And then 3 years from now, when Rose has her head beat in by Pat Barry, we're gonna be like, who saw this coming?
And MMA community will be like, literally everybody. Everybody saw this coming, actually, and nobody did anything about it. No, there's not really much you can do at that point.
No, because Pat Barry, by the way, is a former UFC heavyweight.
Yeah,
he's not a guy you can just be like, hey man.
Well, it's not even that. Like it's not like a physical altercation is gonna solve that.
No, I know, but
when she's in that position, it's like over for her already.
Yeah,
because she doesn't understand that she's been groomed.
Yeah,
that's kind of the whole thing is that they don't understand that happens.
That's what being groomed is all about.
Yeah, the point is so they don't know. So and people don't talk about the Shevchenko sisters coach enough, and he's been coaching them since they were 10 too, and he married Antonina.
Yeah, the little sister. Right?
Yeah, pretty early, and it's possible that they've got a weird triad going on.
I bet
because Valentina always travels. When she travels, she's with them only, and she never has.
And they be fucking probably.
It's probably a weird love triad thing. I mean, this is pure speculation, but it's weird. It's very weird because he has known both of them and married the sister, and Valentina only hangs out with them and like never has dudes anywhere.
Yeah, goofy stuff going on.
So is weird. It would be weird even without the whole Valentina thing, but it's even weirder with that. So I guess we can talk.
I guess
about
you got to be groomed to be a women's champ.
I don't know. It was 2 out of 3, and we don't know nothing about Pena. I guess we do. She's the first mom champ or whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking just messy bitches division.
For real.
Just messy, stupid.
I wish
shit.
the bitches would get a little more messy. It's like, come on. Like, I know you guys have it in you.
Yeah, you guys got
the girls
drama.
are fighting. Like, come on. Let's fucking.
Yeah, at least fucking like call each other like Ratchet or something. Like throw it back to fucking like Sharkeisha days. Just
that's what we need. We need like a cool, like a witty, like a sharp black chick.
Like a snappy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That would be nice.
She'd be my favorite.
Yeah, for sure.
Just quick with it,
Yeah, like a sassy urban
dude.
lady.
Yeah.
That just the trope, like the
but
sassy.
They're awesome. They're hilarious. Because
yeah.
I told you about one the other day. She was like the funniest chick I've met in like months.
Yeah. Every time I'm around one, it's fucking hilarious.
They're the funniest people ever.
Yeah,
and they're so quick.
They're just dishing it out, like just riffing, like
just riffing 24/7.
Yeah, like
killer.
I had a manager at Smithfield's that like she was fucking hilarious, and she fought another manager and got fired because the one lady like just this like entitled white lady who was a bitch and never did anything.
Yeah.
And she called her out. She was like, "You don't do nothing, bitch." And they fought at the cash registers.
That's
like
dope.
in front of customers and shit. Oh man, I wish I wasn't there for that day though. I was there when this other lady, fine woman, she got fired. Because the manager was trying to tell her what to do, and she didn't like that.
Oh.
She was like, don't fucking tell me don't tell me how to act
and
shit. And they were just like, what are you doing? And she just kept yelling. And then they had to, like, get her out of there. I was there for that. That was fucking hilarious.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it was so funny. And one of my coworkers, his parents had come for dinner. And so they were sitting out there, and he was just looking at them like I don't know. I was like, this is awesome.
This is dope. This is Smithfield.
This is what you live for.
This is what it's all about.
Fast food drama? Come on.
Yeah.
It's the best.
You have no stake in it. It's just fun.
Nobody really cares because you can just get another job.
Yeah. You just go somewhere else.
It's not like, I don't want to burn bridges. It's like, yeah, just burn them. Burn them all down. Who gives a fuck?
I exclusively burn bridges.
Yeah, exactly.
So I give myself no options.
Right, yeah. Just nothing. It's not like I'm going to put Smithfields on my resume.
No.
I didn't make friends with anybody there, so.
All right, you want to get into this card?
I feel like we should have just boycotted this and like done a recap instead. Not a recap, but like
done a riff.
Another fight.
We've already been riffing pretty hard already.
Yeah. Well, we're making the absolute best out of this shitty event.
Yeah.
As they would say, making chicken salad out of chicken shit. That's what we're doing. I believe there is a gap until. I believe there's a week gap after this until Rosenstrike.
We need that gap. It's a very important gap.
Yeah, we've just been like, whoa, things are moving way too fast. I mean, so much important stuff's going on. We need a week break to catch up.
Sometimes it's just too many good fights. You can't recount all of them. You know what I mean?
You've been saturating the market with good fights. So, we'll get into it. We'll make our picks, and then Ryan will make his, and they'll be wrong. You know how it is. The main event, the one that everybody's waiting for, is Holly Holm versus Ketlin Vieira. Wonder what the pick's gonna be here. What do you think it is?
So going into this one, I have a very bold Holm by decision.
Oh yes.
I would like to know what your pick is. It's how I see the fight playing out.
I was thinking it might be controversial here, but I have Holm by decision.
Okay.
As well.
That's crazy that both of us picked Holm by decision.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's wild how like the thinking is there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to provide.
Next one.
Who gives a fuck? Yeah, exactly. We've got
this one's fun.
This is cool enough. Yeah, Ponzinibbio versus Michel Pereira. I have Pereira by decision.
I have Pereira by decision because he's gonna gas out, but Ponzinibbio sucks, and Pereira's still gonna win.
Yeah, Pons has not looked great since he came back from like his blood disease or whatever the fuck he had. He hasn't looked awesome.
Yeah.
So I feel like Pereira will.
I think Michel's going to try to do enough.
He'll win the first like 1.5 rounds.
Yeah.
And that'll be enough.
That's fine.
So the next fight is Chidi Njokuani versus Dusko Todorovic.
These guys are both high on my radar.
Njokuani's actually fun. I know you're being coy.
I'm sure
you're being facetious.
I'm sure they're fun, but
Njokuani's like kind of a karate guy.
Neither of these guys are in my book.
Right. No, I only know Njokuani because I listen to Jack Slack, and I'm sure that's how anybody who knows him probably knows him because it's not like he's a significant figure in MMA. But I've got him by knockout round 1. That's going to be my round pick.
Who do you have?
Njokuani by knockout.
Okay, I have Njokuani by TKO, no round.
Okay. The next fight is Polyana Viana versus Tabitha Ricci. I don't know anything about these ladies, and so even though it's also very close on Tapology, which is a great metric for picking fights, they're surprisingly wrong a lot.
Yeah, they are.
And like I look at the discussion sometimes.
They're so funny sometimes.
Well, there's like beef in them, which is funny, but there's also like people are betting and they're picking the fights and they're just like, I'm picking this guy because how could you not? Yeah, and it'll just be
he's got dynamite in his hands.
Yeah, it'd be like, gotta root for my boy. You're like, this is you're picking that.
So what's your pick for this fight?
Well, I didn't know much, and even though Viana is the slightly favored fighter on Tapology, I've got to stick with my my formula of picking the betting favorite.
Okay.
And the betting favorite by -125 is Tabitha Ricci, which is the slightest betting favorite you could get, but that's who I'm taking her by decision because you got to take the betting favorite by decision in these things.
I got Viana decision.
Yeah, that'll probably happen.
One of the two.
Who cares?
Coin flip.
Don't think it's going to be a finish. If it is a finish, nobody should get points. That's the way we should do it.
No one saw that coming.
Now we've got Eric Anders versus the Iron Turtle, Junyoung Park. I have got Park by decision.
I have Park by decision as well.
This is fucked, dude. This card is so fucked. So gross.
I have some fun ones coming up, so we're good.
Okay, well, I'm sure they're going to be super fun.
All right, so this next one, I got Parker Porter versus Jailton Almeida. I got Almeida by first round sub.
I've got him by sub as well.
Okay, all right, cool.
Apparently he's good.
He's got a lot of subs and a lot of finishes, and like 4 of the last 5 are in the first round.
Slacky likes him, so.
Yeah, I saw the tweet.
Yeah. Well, it's a good barometer to pick fights. If it's like, oh, this is my boy, you're like, oh, okay, he's probably gonna do all right. Who's your other prelim fight?
My other prelim, I got Omar Morales versus Uros Medic, and I have Medic by first round TKO.
Okay.
So I got two.
You have two?
Yeah,
okay.
I got 2 round picks.
All right, bold, very bold. I'm gonna take Joseph Holmes over Alan Amedovski. Who fucking cares? Holmes by knockout.
Yeah, like Chase Hooper's on this card.
They're both pretty bad. Chase Hooper
is bad.
Yeah, no, he is. He's also, what is he, like 24? He's
like younger than us.
He's 22.
Oh, he's 22.
Born September 13th, 1999. Okay. So he's got, if he wants to get better, then maybe he could.
I think something that would work well for him is putting on the slightest amount of muscle mass.
Yeah, he is
ridiculous. He's ridiculous looking.
Yeah, and maybe he will with time. But it's I don't know. Maybe he'll get good. Who knows? He's got very good grappling.
He was doing the goofy Ben Askren's son thing.
Yeah, well, he does kind of look like it, but
he
weird
doesn't
gimmick.
look like it at all. They just have
He's
the
just
same
got curly
sort of
hair. Yeah.
Curly hair.
And bad
it's like when
striking.
me and Ryan are like when me and Ryan go out in public and guys are like, "Are you guys brothers?" And it's like the only thing we have relatively close in common is both of our hair is long.
And you guys are both bad at striking. Just like Askren and Hooper. That's their. I mean, they kind of fight the same, I guess.
Yeah.
In the sense that they just bank on one thing.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't go their way, it's pretty bad for them.
Yeah.
But who cares?
Not exactly style bender over here.
No, you?
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're. Dude, I remember fucking the first time we sparred, I was with Ryan. And he I couldn't do any because he's so tall.
Yeah,
I couldn't figure out how to
kicks and shit.
Well, he was just side kicks, and then he hit me with a Superman punch, and I was like, "What the fuck what are we what is this? You're throwing a Superman punch the first time you ever spar? You're wild, dude."
Yeah, every time I'd see him, he's just spamming fucking side kicks and that bullshit karate stance he uses.
It's so lame because it works kind of. You can't.
It works because he's bigger, stronger, and faster than us.
It doesn't. It doesn't work like he's doing.
It's not a technique thing.
He's not putting in damage. He's just you just can't get there.
Yeah, no.
You're just kind of.
I never sparred with Ryan. Never got to spar with him.
Really?
Never.
It's not super fun.
I'm sure
it's boring.
It's not. I'm sure it's boring.
Well, because he's not using hhis ranged weapons effectively. He's just throwing shit out there when you get close to him.
Yeah, just spamming buttons.
You can feint, but you can't get in. It's real hard to get in there.
Yeah.
Because we were also not very good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just annoying as fuck. I always had a real problem with guys that were taller than me. That Brandon kid, the dude with the yellow gloves. You remember him?
Dude, he would just do this mummy guard thing, and it was just bruh.
It worked.
I know. It was annoying.
It was so hard.
You know what's funny though, because he would light me up a little bit sometimes when we would spar, and I think I've said this before, but he's not as good as jujitsu, not as good at jujitsu as I am, and we would spar sometimes before, and he'd touch me up a little bit. And then we'd get back together in the roll line an hour later after jiu-jitsu class. And I was like, all right, motherfucker.
It's time to get monstered.
It's time to get dogged. It's time to get scarf holded.
Yeah, that's got to be a good feeling.
Oh, it's nice, especially when you're going to put in your work.
Yeah, that does have to be nice.
So it's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Wasn't it? He was the one who Americana'd me when I mounted him.
That's a bad look.
So I was like, what the fuck?
How'd you manage to...
I don't remember. He's got long arms.
You didn't think of posturing or
I don't remember
putting
really
a knee somewhere.
I don't remember how it happened, honestly, because I remember when I tapped, I was like, "What the fuck?" I audibly was like, "Damn," and he was like, "Huh." I was like, "Yeah, you earned that one, I guess."
Yeah, I did.
Because I wasn't expecting him to fucking grab and crank my. Because usually in mount, you're not like, oh, let me.
I'm genuinely confused as to how you got Americana'd in. While you mounted him.
I don't remember.
I mean, I can see, obviously you can grab it, but it's just you have so much, you could just.
I think it was pretty quick. The way, I think I was postured down, and he just grabbed my arm and kind of cranked it back, and I didn't I tapped.
Just throw your fucking leg over. Armbar that motherfucker.
No, I did, dude. I don't have the wherewithal to do some shit come on now.
If someone goes to reach with both of their hands from mount onto one of my arms, I'm just like, oh. And they're grabbing hold of me. I'm like, oh, free armbar.
In retrospect, yes. But while it was happening, I was just so fast. I think it just happened so fast that I was just like, what the fuck?
It happens.
Man. Yeah, it was a bra moment for sure. It was not. It was not awesome.
I used to have some big ones. I mean, I used to get dogged like crazy, especially when I was 16, 17.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just what happens.
It was just getting smashed.
Yeah, when you start, you're just kind of gonna get fucked up.
No, you get the shit beat out of you every time. For 4 or 5 months, you're only getting the shit beat out
until
of you.
the next group of new people come in. You're pretty much just getting fucked up. It's really annoying. But it's also it is super fun when you got a new guy who's allowed to roll.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, I'm gonna
kill you, bro.
I'm gonna darce you. I'm gonna fucking. But it is really annoying when you'll have a really big heavy guy who's new, and you'll be like, dude, I fucked up and I was on the bottom. It's I don't know how I ended up on the bottom, but now I can't move because you are 300
it's
pounds.
Awful. It's the worst.
It's so annoying because you're like, you're just heavy, right? Like you're not.
Hey, you're not actually good, right?
You're not doing well. I just am not physically capable of doing much to you because I am also not good. So we're on a level enough playing field where I can't fuck up a 300-pounder.
No, I mean I could still barely. I'd have to get their neck quick, and if I don't, then I'm fucked.
Yeah. Well, like I couldn't even escape. We were doing we do a drill where like you'd have to. It was like hold side control and escape side control, and you take turns. Yeah. It'd be like a 2-minute round, and I'd do it with Ryan.
And he's not getting out.
I didn't get out of side control a single time.
He's not getting out.
He just monstered it. And like he didn't get out like crazy, but he was so hard to keep there.
I'm sure.
It was fucking ridiculous.
I could imagine.
And I was like, oh, good job. And then I got on bottom, and I was just like just.
I mean, at that point, you just gotta mug the forearm to the fucking.
Yeah, well, I did, and he was just like, he just ate it. Just ate it. No problem. Oh. And I'd try to like frame and push out, and he'd just be like, boof, boof, just push you back.
Try your hardest to get that knee in there.
And nope, he just pushes you down, flattens your back again.
Ugh.
God, it fucking sucked. It wasn't, oh man.
I hate rolling with Ryan so much.
He's such a force.
It's too strong.
Yeah, it's annoying. Because if he doesn't want to get subbed by like us,
just won't.
He won't.
He just won't. I can't.
He'll just grab some part of you and hold on to it.
And then
for the rest of the round.
And then whatever position that is, you will stay there.
You'll stay there for the rest of the round.
It's the Bilal Muhammad game. He literally rolls like Bilal. For how much shit he talks about Bilal, it's like, bro, you sure do fucking like to fight like him.
Just holds position. Even if he's on bottom, he won't like.
No, he won't. He won't try and escape.
He's strong enough to just like.
I know.
He could just flip you over.
I would be in like side control, and he would just grab like a boof fucking fake headlock and just squeeze the shit out of that, and I would be like, guess I'm just chilling here now, because I can't move.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't try and like escape or use any technique we used.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why. Well, he try doing that.
The first time we rolled, he got to me. It was his first time rolling, and he had gassed so hard that it was like. It was ridiculous. Like he wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's work. Like let's do some shit.
Work. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I got into I passed because he just had his legs sitting there. So I passed his guard because he didn't try. Mm-hmm. And so I went to side control, and he just grabbed my neck and squeezed it as hard as he could.
Yeah.
And I felt like a fucking pop in my neck, and I had to stop rolling for the day.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Like that's not even. When did you like what? Don't even get me started.
It was so annoying. And
so annoying, especially for me, because I couldn't even do anything about it either.
Yeah, and you're like a blue belt.
Yeah, like I'm supposed to be like better than him.
Yeah,
it's just like this is fucking the worst.
Yeah, well, he's a different beast in terms of like white belt.
Yeah, he is.
He's not just a white belt. Like he's a fucking. He's just a.
I don't even know how to explain it.
He's a beast,
like
dude.
Retardedly strong, like stronger than you think he is, and he's already huge.
You look at him and you're like, "Wow, that guy's strong," and then you like roll with him and you're like, "Holy fuck!"
Like you're like, "Oh, he's
it's
so
another
strong,
level on top of that."
I can't do anything about it.
Like if he grabs your wrists,
yeah,
and like you're dry,
yeah,
they're in his hands.
Yeah, he's not. You're not gonna break his grip. You can't. You can't.
Your arms are going where he wants them to.
There's no technique I got here that's gonna. I can try this all fucking day, but it ain't working.
And it's so annoying that he does not. He just squeezes your wrist. He doesn't do anything.
I would be elated if when he got to those positions, he would advance and try and sub me. That would be awesome. That'd be great. Because maybe during a transition or something, I could work a little bit. But no, he skips the transition and the attack and just stays.
He just doesn't want to lose the roll, which is like the one thing they're like, it's not about winning and losing.
They say it before every time. They're like, it's not about winning and losing, guys.
No gold stars.
And he does exactly that.
So fucking.
He does that and gets pressure. Gets pressure holds on 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
Subs that you need a lot of pressure to do. He's like, I'm gonna go for that on this 12-year-old child.
Yeah. I'll apply it lightly though.
Let me do a head and arm on this 10-year-old. You know the one where you have to fucking like. It's crazy that was the one he went for.
I don't. It was so.
Like, are you
stupid.
kidding me?
Yeah.
Anything else
doesn't make any sense.
And obviously, fuck the kid up.
Yeah, of course. The kid was crying. It's it happens. Sometimes you just got to beat it into him,
Anyways, we're at like 50 minutes right now.
That's fine.
And
for this card, that's great. I mean, we really had not much to work with. So.
Hey, we still hit a home run though.
Hey, brother.
Doesn't get much easier.
Always. It's always.
See, you guys notice there's a difference here. This is different. This is pro. This is real shit.
This is shit that's like, you couldn't even write it.
No.
We're just off the cuff, just making gold.
Witty.
Just insane. Really crazy. Anyway, what were you gonna say?
What was I gonna say?
I don't know. That's why I asked.
No closing remarks.
Fuck no, dude.
These cards
you want me to say? This sucks ass. If you can afford to not watch it, which you can, don't watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're gonna illegally stream it, then fine. It's cool.
MMA streams, Vipro, Buff streams.
Literally,
Crack streams.
just look up MMA streams.
You'll find it
on Google.
Yeah,
you got it. It's not. You don't even have to use like Yandex or something. Like you can find it.
Yandex. What show is this? Anyways, we love you guys. Run our shit up. You know the deal.
Yeah, have fun. Fucking have fun with these fights. Bye.